actually have some questions for you.
Okay, all right.
The first one is, how are you preparing for AI in restaurants?
Oh, that's a good one. For us, one of the big products that we have as part of our platform is the marketing website, right? And so the ability for all these LLMs to be able to kind of crawl your marketing website, the way that they search for information is really different than kind of the traditional Google search and how humans perform those. So for us, we actually, I don't know if you know this, we actually rolled this out to your website last month. So we actually created an entire markdown file and created a ton of content so that when an LLM comes in to look at your website or to try to answer a question or to perform a detailed search, anyone who's looking for stuff that's like authentic Italian, that's like great for events or great for if they're searching something really specific, on the Sardinian side, now that LLM is going to be able to see this really high quality answer from all that data. Now the interesting part is that you can't see that on the surface, right? Anyone who visits your site isn't actually going to see this change, but this change is going to result in an increase in that website traffic over time. Now, we look at a lot of website data. When I looked back in March across all of our restaurants, it was about 0.25% of all website traffic was being referred to by Chat, GPT, the Perplexities, and all these AIs. So that's tiny, right? It's almost nothing.
Yeah.
And I would say even today, when I checked for September, it was still low. It was at 2%. Now 2% doesn't sound like a lot, but in 6 months, it 8x'd, right? So if we are on that same trajectory 6 months from now again, when we come back and we look at March, it might be at 10 or 20%. And now we're talking about some real numbers. So making sure that all of our restaurants, including yours, are ready for that big change is a big part of what we do. We've got AI in a bunch of different spots of the business, but I think that's the one probably I think is the most exciting because you're ready and you didn't even realize it.
Yeah. What are table stakes for online ordering? And does Chowly have all of them?
Table stakes for online ordering has got to be integrated. Has to be integrated into your point of sale so that you can actually operationalize it, so that the kitchen can work with it, so that your accounting and your bookkeeping all works. You've got to have cross sells. When I add one of your items to the cart, I need to see in that cart view, here are what some other folks have added when they ordered that. Sides, drinks, appetizers, whatever that case is to increase the basket size. Every online ordering company should have this, and yes, we have that one. And then beyond that, I think it's really looking at how deeply integrated is it into the system, right? We talked about integrated into the point of sale. That's great for orders and menus, but what about loyalty? Right, that was a big thing with you, is making sure that when they ordered on the off-premise side through our online ordering, could they also redeem those on Toast when they're inside the store? Promo codes, those are huge part, kind of like targeting and some of the email marketing campaigns, recovery campaigns, those need to be integrated into the point of sale. So it doesn't just stop at do the orders go into the point of sale? What about these other things as well? So I would say cross-sells, integration of the point of sale, a loyalty system, these are table stakes, and it is something that we have.
And the last one is, what's one thing Chowly should offer but you currently don't?
I think that I wish we did more in the catering space. I've seen how important it is to the restaurant. I've seen what it can do to profitability, these larger basket sizes, you get more lead time to prepare for them, you get more repeat orders, especially in the B2B space. And I think that there's a lot of untapped value there. And there seems to be a bit of a gap in the space since ezCater pulled back their first party offering. They moved really everybody over to the marketplace. And it's something that we've been making some progress on. We set up so that we can do completely separate ordering pages. We can have separate prep times, separate delivery strategies. We can have kind of the separate menus, live on the catering side. We introduced kind of the scheduled view so that our operators can basically look at a little calendar in the portal and they can see any kind of scheduled orders that are coming on the catering side. But there's so much more that we can do. We're spending some time right now doing more work on the digital marketing side and how we can create more of these digital marketing playbooks, especially like what we learned in the month of May. We should be doing more of these targeted event-based ad campaigns, right? Anyone who's looking for their graduation parties and things like that. So something that we did a little bit of May and we were making more progress on now. And then another thing that we're working on there that I'm really excited about is the list building. Especially with AI, being able to get that curated list data to be able to perform that targeting, especially on the B2B side. Are you near a hospital? Are you near a corporate event? It's something that we've got this really wonderful data on. So now we're working on really making that more actionable so that we can convert more of that into more orders for your restaurant. And I just think there's a ton of untapped potential and a big kind of gap in the space that we're looking to fill over time. So we're making progress on, and I want to make more. I think it can really help restaurants.